Hey, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your host with the most, the voice of resistance, the embodiment of persistence, the one and only Metal Fingers. Today we're going to be recapping our level 100 grind in Last Epoch. We're going to be going over our build, looking at our skills, our passives, going over our gear, looking at some of the ideas I had coming into the season, and then some of the ways I think we could have improved the build overall, even after hitting level 100. So yeah, with that said, get yourself comfy, kick back with your feet up, enjoy. Yeah, baby! Fucking level 100, man. No shit. G fucking G's, guys. G fucking G's. Oh, man. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here for it. I really appreciate it. Fucking seal this gate, man. Seal this gate. Come on. Man, how fucking many enemies are there? Hey, there we go, there we go. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Fuck you. We win. We win. Yay. Ah, there it is. Level 100, man. Level 100. So, what have we got here? Level 26 Elemental Nova. Mainly, we've gone into Ice Nova to reduce our mana cost. We've gone into Fire Nova to increase our damage. And we've gone into Lightning Nova for spark charges. So we're using Tri-Elemental Nova. We're using all three. For different reasons. Yeah. Ice Nova, reduce mana cost. Chance to freeze, shock, and ignite enemies. I mean, yeah, cool, but not really that cool. I didn't even realize that I've got that as well. So I'm assuming that that doesn't work with Tri-Elemental Nova, then. Interesting. Yeah. Fire Nova. Basically, so we get more cast speed and more elemental penetration. That's about it. Lightning Nova, purely for spark charges. This is where most of our damage comes from. The spark charges, in combination with the fragment of the Enigma. That's the majority of our damage. Yeah, you're not wrong there, Diablo Girl. It was a bit on the fritz there, let's be real. It was a bit on the fritz. We had to earn it. We definitely had to earn it. And then I just throw a point in here because I didn't really know what to do with the other point. Flame Ward, this skill is amazing. I don't think that this is replaceable on Mage. I think that this skill, doesn't matter what spec of Mage you're playing, you're using Flame Ward. This skill's just too good. Costs less mana, lasts longer, amazing. Mana efficiency, why not? Mostly for the duration though. Grants ward over time while active. This is basically just to tank up. The main reason you put 2 points into that is to unlock these nodes. Otherwise, I wouldn't put anything into it. Maybe I'm actually better off. I could go that way. I could take a point out of there and put it into there. I don't need to. Oh, yes, I do. I need 2 points into there to unlock that. This is really important, this node. This is really, really important. Especially early on. That node is really important. But yeah, basically, this is just damage reduction. This is what's saving my life. This is what's keeping my Sork alive. Is all this elemental damage taken while Flame Ward is active. Just less damage. 40% less hit damage. That's huge. I was up before the dawn. Good song, good song. Ward granted when Flame Ward is active. Yeah, great. I mean, it's all tankiness, right? Flame Ward grants additional ward equal to a percentage of your missing health. Also very, very good, because usually when Flame Ward is getting procced, I'm at low HP. Because this node right here. This node is amazing. This is probably the most important node in the Flame Ward tree. Astonish. Flame Ward is cast when you are stunned, if it is off cooldown and you have positive mana. The reason this is so good is that I never use Flame Ward. I never cast Flame Ward. The way I get Flame Ward is with this. My Frost Wall gives me Flame Ward when I pass through it. It's amazing. For that reason, this is just like a get out of jail free card, you know what I mean? It's like a, oh crap, I didn't see that hit coming. Oh no. It's just like a, it's a good save. It's a good save. Teleport's honestly just for the synergy with Elemental Nova. These 3 nodes, Elemental Nova when you arrive, Elemental Nova from where you depart, and you cast Elemental Nova halfway in between. So you notice I do a lot of short teleporting in fights. That's to just stack up our Elemental Novas. Stack up our charges, ignite, spark charges, shock charges, chill, etc, etc. So that's the main reason I'm using teleport. Otherwise, I kind of think the spell's kind of boring. I'd rather use Surge or Flame Rush. They look way cooler. But for, yeah, just for the sake of the synergy with Elemental Nova, sort of stuck using teleport. This is just to unlock this, and this is just to unlock these, to synergize with our build. That's kind of nice, but not essential. And then just cold res, armor, stat puff duration after having cast teleport. That's really, really nice. Stats are amazing. No. That's cool. But like, no. And obviously this just to reduce the cooldown. Runic Invocation, this is our ultimate spell basically, this is our big whammy. And again, this is just sort of mostly for the synergy with my spells. It just works really, really well with Elemental Nova. Because of this node right here. Whenever you cast Runic Invocation, you also cast up to 1 of each type of Elemental Nova that you can cast directly. Each unique rune you have when casting Runic Invocation represents different Elemental Nova. I have all 3 and I'm using the Crest of Unity, so it doesn't really matter, but yeah. More Nova. More Nova, more charges applied. Good. That was supposed to be maxed. Yeah, pretty sure that is supposed to be at 2, and that's supposed to be at 4. But yeah. This is nice, not essential though, that was just sort of where I put the points in. This is really nice, Elemental Penetration per 3 intelligence. That used to be 2 intelligence, they actually nerfed it, which is a bit of a shame. But I think it works out very similar because they've increased the amount of stats that you gain, so I think it's like, it's about the same. I don't think that there's a big difference. I didn't notice it anyway. Increased mana regen, ward gained, and freeze rate multiplier. This is just to unlock this node here. Whenever you gain a rune, instead of it depending on the type of skill cast, it always results in your sequence of runes mirroring your first 3 skills in your action bar from left to right. So essentially, lightning, fire, cold. That's how that works. Which is why you have your skills on your skill bar in that order. Because of that one there. Why not? Refunds its mana, deals more damage. And you need it for this node here. Also, this one, Runic Invocation has a shorter cooldown. But you notice I've gone this path instead of this path. It's because of this node here. I don't like this node. Whenever directly casting an invocation, you blink to the target location first, but Runic Invocation now has a cooldown. I mean, it has a cooldown anyway, but like, I don't want any more of a cooldown. Cool and all, not really that necessary. Could potentially be used, maybe. Maybe, but the problem is, it's like, there's just no point. There's just no point. And Frostwall, our biggest skill. This thing saves our ass. Specifically, this one here. Ward gain when you pass through the wall. Haste and Frenzy when I pass through the wall. Max duration equals wall's age. Max duration of 6 seconds, so the longer the frost wall's down, the longer the buff I get. You can now cast Flame Ward on you or your allies that pass through your frost wall if it has existed for at least 0.2 seconds. Which is why in certain boss fights, when I drop the frost wall in the wrong spot, it potentially ruins the fight for me. I've had it happen a few times now, but yeah. After you pass through the frost wall, your next runic invocation or glyph of dominion cast within 5 seconds is empowered. Costs less money, mana, and does more damage per second. Per second the wall is existed. All good things. Lenses and negative ailments on pass through the wall. Really, really nice. Really nice. I was using this against those Rot Steel Nemesis to try and keep me alive. Difficult with the timing, but it was doable. And just, yeah, area and duration. Damage buff to chilled enemies, and damage over time per second of existence. The longer the frost wall's down, the better the mods. That's pretty much it for our skills. Passives, I maxed Elementalist, Fire and Cold and Lightning damage. Why not? I don't know if that was actually the right play or not, but I don't really know where else I'd put those points. And then I maxed Arcanist, Intelligence, and Res. I mean, the Int alone is just so good. Stats in this game are so good that I couldn't say no to that, so we maxed Arcanist. Then this, obviously, for the cast speed. Increased cooldown recovery speed for teleport is amazing as well. I didn't realize it gave increased cooldown recovery speed for snap freeze as well. That actually synergizes really, really well with my early game mage build. Interesting. Interesting. Huh. Anyone would think I put some thought into this. This is mostly just to unlock this node. This node is really important. Ward retention. It's huge. It's the key to the build. Without ward retention, we just die. And I pretty much ignored all of these. These sun and storms and ice and fire just didn't seem that great. Yeah, that's our mage tree. Sorceress, arcane momentum was huge, as well as calculated destruction. Like I was saying before, even if it was just intelligence on that other node, I still take it just because of how good stats are. As you can see, that's literally only giving us int. Oh, and increased spell crit chance per intelligence. That's actually quite a nice bonus as well. But yeah. Increased cast speed per stack. Stacks up to 5 times. It's an extra 25%. It adds up. Increased fire damage and ignite chance. Increased lightning damage and shock chance. All good things. The more ignite, the more shock. The more spark charges, the more stacks, the more damage. And obviously we need these to unlock the elemental penetration nodes as well, but the extra leech is really, really nice too. The spell leech helps synergize with our build quite nicely. We get nothing in Spellblade. Runemaster, again, cast speed. We're just emphasizing cast speed. Intelligence, ward gain on direct spellcast, synergizes amazingly. We've got plus 24 int just from our passives, which is pretty significant. I have gotten this rune in the this node in the past, but I didn't go for it this time. I'm not sure. I may end up trying that out again in the future, because I did get to a point with my passives where I just wasn't sure where to put points in. Like, I could probably take 2 points out of there, 1 point out of there, and probably 1 point out of here as well. And then, this is the thing though, unless I could put 6 into it, I don't think it's worth it. But that is something that I would consider in future, is maybe going with Transcendence in my passive skill tree. Because that would seriously tank us up, and like, these just don't feel that great. Like, I don't know how much they're really doing. The problem with this is, the Ignite stacks are nice, but Endurance Threshold isn't amazing. It was saving our... This is what was saving our life versus that Shade of Oribus fight. Was as soon as I copped a massive hit, my health would drop, and then my Endurance Threshold would kick in and keep us alive. So, alright, that node is really, really important. That one is important. This one's okay, an extra 30% armor is significant, but it's only ever a maximum of 30%. This... I don't know about this. I don't know about this one. Just doesn't seem that great. Because it doesn't stack. It's just flat bonus. Whatever. I want stacks. So, yeah, maybe I'll look at Transcendence in future. Rather than, like, maybe take a couple of points out of there, a couple of points out of there, you know, take that point out, put 6 points into there instead. Potentially. Not sure, not sure. We got Mental Catalysis? Intelligence with a Catalyst? When using a Catalyst, you have additional intelligence and... Wait, what the fuck is a Catalyst? Runic Invocation's a Catalyst, right? Wait, what? Walked on down the hall. What the fuck is a Catalyst? I thought that that was a... Maybe I'm wrong getting points into that. Maybe they shouldn't be there. Not sure, I need to look into that. Anyway. Increased area for area skills and ward per rune on area skill use. Obviously synergizes really, really well with our build. They've also nerfed that this patch. This and this have both been... wait, sorry. This and this have both been nerfed. They've both been cut in half. Despite that, this build still works. It still works quite well. Never Late's just to unlock Rune of Dilation. I don't really use Never Late. Because my spells don't really cost mana. Rune of Dilation is quite nice because cast speed and move speed after traversal, we spam teleport. We've got a 3-second cooldown on teleport and a 5-second buff duration. So we should have a permanent uptime on this, is the idea behind that. More damage to bosses and rares. This build definitely lacks single target damage, so I lent into this. I'm not sure if that was really the right play or not, but it did feel significant when I did it. Maybe that's something I can mess around with in future and potentially put my points elsewhere. Maybe the like Ignite, Shock and Chill stacks would add up more. I'm not sure. Not sure. But it felt good. It felt good. It felt like the right decision at the time. This, again, it's just flat intelligence. It's just so nice, the stats. So, take the flat int. Increase cooldown recovery per 4 points of intelligence. I mean, that's incredible. It's freaking amazing. Synergizes very, very well. And then these three, I just sort of took them because I didn't really know what else to do with my points. This is big. Runeward Avalanche is a really, really... That node, I didn't realize what was saving me until I looked at that node just now. But yeah, I was having some serious trouble killing that Shade of Oribus earlier today, and I would have had a lot more trouble if I didn't have this node. Turns out Endurance Threshold has a use. So yeah, I'm going to keep that in mind, because that node is amazing. This one I'm not sure about. That one is garbage. But that one's really nice. Yeah, that's pretty much the build. For wands, it was interesting. It was trying to sort of combine chance on hit effects and cast speed with LE or spell damage. I found if I emphasized cast speed too too much. Like, for example, this wand, it just didn't work. Which was interesting, because I found last season it was the opposite. It was the more and more I lent into cast speed, the better the build got. Which is why the spoon was so good last season, but the spoon also had some other mods on it as well. I did find the spoon yesterday as well, right on cue, the day before. But there is the Mad Alchemist's Ladle. The reason I wanted this for two reasons. 1% increased cast speed per 2 intelligence. It also used to chance to apply blind on hit, on spell hit. It doesn't do that anymore. If you look at Alchemist's Ladle, chance to ignite, shock, chill, bleed, slow, poison, and blind. Mad Alchemist's Ladle used to be the same. Not sure why they changed that. Maybe because it was just too strong. But my idea for this build was blind makes you like immune to critical strikes. If the enemy's blind, they can't crit you. So my idea was that I would use the Mad Alchemist's Ladle and then drop that armor, because the implicit is crit strike avoidance, and I would change the suffix on those gloves. And probably use something like that instead, because I don't need the crit strike avoidance if I'm not getting critted. Same with the boots as well. I could change the boots out as well. Reduce bonus damage taken from critical strikes. Well, I'm not getting critted, so it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, that's not the case. They've removed that or changed it. I'm not sure, but the idea that I had in my head isn't going to work. But that's okay. We got to level 100 without it, so it's all good. It's all good. But, yeah, it's been very interesting, balancing my uniques and things like that. This is probably the most important unique to this build. Fragment of the Enigma being a close second. There was the armor. Where is it? Wherever it is. Unstable core. This was the armor I was planning on using. I never ended up using it just because it doesn't have the defensive mods I need, and I never ended up slamming it. So yeah, I was planning on using that at some point, but we never really got there. Sort of got it all done without it, which was interesting. It's been a bit of a learning experience. I think there's not a lot of flexibility on this build. This ring is a really nice one to find early on for this character as well. Chance to gain ward when you hit a shocked enemy is really, really helpful early before you can generate a lot of ward really quickly. I.e., before you've got that and that. This ring is amazing. So that's one to keep in mind. This font of the erased was an interesting one. I found that the other day and I just decided to give it a go on a whim. And it's really, really nice, this ring. This has been huge. The health, the strength, the increased health and mana. Really nice ring. Really, really nice ring. Specifically our armor. Like, pretty significant. We're getting nearly 220 health and 7% extra DR. 700 armor. It's pretty insane. So I couldn't say no to that. And we got really lucky on the Weaver's Will rolls. The Crest of Unity, we had a bit of an issue with this. I wasn't sure whether it was working. Maybe it was working, maybe it didn't. I wasn't sure, but it was playing up. We ended up switching that home out the other day to something a little more... well, a little less unique. We ended up switching to... what the hell is it? Wow. There it is. We ended up switching to this helm. I'm not sure. Maybe there was something else I messed up in my build somewhere there. I was leaning into cooldown recovery very, very hard, so maybe I missed something else. That's, I think, a lesson that we're going to have to come back to, unfortunately, but that's okay. I'm not 100% sure why that wasn't working, but we weren't getting ignite procs either, which was weird. It was just strange, so we did a bit of a chop and change there, but I ended up switching back to the Crest of Unity. The 25% increased armor was insane. We did really well out of that. That was empowered. This amulet's just health and physical res. Oh, well, health and res. Aside from that, it's really not that great. Very, very, very replaceable. The Fragment of the Enigma, nice. And a nice slam with the Elemental Res. The Crest of Unity, the Elemental Res, translates into damage, so beautiful. Same deal with the Ring, Elemental Res translates into damage. The Void Res is really nice to cap out our, well, nearly cap out our Void resistance. And Int, stats are amazing. Stats are good. The belt, I've been using this belt since about day 3 or day 4, basically because it's got virtually capped poison and cold res, and a shitload of HP. And that's, I haven't found anything better. 280 health, cap out my poison res, I'm all for it. The cold res is just the cherry on top, right? Like I said, any elemental res stacks up and it's more elemental penetration, so it's more damage. Happy days. These gloves have been pretty much keeping me alive for the last week and a half. That armor mitigation also applies to damage over time. That implicit is so fucking good. I don't think that any class can afford not to run those Eternal Gauntlets. I don't think any class can afford not to run those. They're just too good. Which is an interesting one. I hope they find a way around that, because I feel like that's a bit bleh. But we'll see. We'll see. I've also only played 2 builds in this game so far, so chances are I probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. That chance to shred armor on hit is huge. I'm definitely going to keep that in mind going into the future, because I'm playing an elemental caster build and chance to shred armor is still doing work. So I cannot even imagine what that sort of thing is going to do on a physical build. If it does what it does on this build, then I can only imagine. Cast speed and int, amazing. Crit strike avoidance, just safety. Mercurial Citadel boots of insulation, reduced damage from crit strike, movement speed, int, cooldown recovery speed, elemental resistance. You know, we got stats, we got movement speed. There's a bit of safety, there's a bit of aggression, there's a bit of DPS. It's really got it all, this pair of boots. It really does. There was another pair that I was using that were arguably better. The reason I say arguably was the cooldown recovery speed on them was better. Where the fuck are they? There they are. The cooldown recovery speed was way, 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 way better. The problem with them is that they don't have reduced bonus damage from critical strikes. I mean, that's the crux of it. They're amazing boots, but they're just not quite good enough. Those crits hurt. Those crits hurt. And my idea was, like I said, to use that, use the spoon, apply blind, and get rid of all of that, so I didn't have to worry about it. That's why I held on to these boots, because I was going to ditch these and just use these. But unfortunately, my idea kind of fell flat. But that's okay. The purpose of this exercise was a learning experience. And that was it. And I think I can say with utmost confidence, we have learned, guys. We have learned. What have we learned? I don't fucking know. But we learned. Yeah! Yeah! And we got to level 100. Fuck yeah. Thanks to everyone for stopping by. Playing this Nova Mage has been an absolute freaking blast this cycle. I've had so much fun with it. But I'm really, really keen to get stuck into some of the other builds in the game. Rogue in particular, I think, has a lot of potential. So yeah, I'm really, really excited to get stuck into that next. But yeah, let me know what you've been playing this cycle. Any ideas or improvements you've been looking to try, or any improvements that you think that I could have made to my build. But yeah, if you'd like to see more, you can catch me live on Twitch. I stream most days. We also have a growing Discord community. You're welcome to come hang out anytime. I'll leave a link to both in the description below. But that's going to be it for now, guys. Take care and much love. Mwah. Peace out.